are at the trailhead of the north-south trail at the land between the lakes. Getting ready to head out. It's kind of a overcast day, but there's our trail headed north. We are on the north-south trail of the land between the lakes, which the land between the lakes is about 170,000 acres in between Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley. They were dammed back in the, I think, 60s to form, I think the Tennessee River and the Cumberland Rivers were dammed. And so now we have the land between the lakes, which we are doing this trail, which is about 60 miles. We're starting at the South Visitor Center and going north. Looks like there's some sort of signage up here, but the trail is very nice. It's, you know, a little muddy because it's been raining, but it's a nice path. You know, no problems finding it. We're gonna try to do this very slowly because we haven't hiked in about 6 or 7 months. So we're planning on, you know, probably 6 days. Try to get in about 10 miles a day. Probably not even 10 miles today, the first day. But it looks like there's a sign right up here. I'll get a shot of that. And I just saw a summer tanager back there in the tree, and that's what I was trying to take a picture of. Okay, it looks like Fort Henry Trails, Home Place, Golden Pond, but we're gonna, the Golden Pond Trailhead is where we're headed. We've got a resupply coming. My parents are coming out on Wednesday to give us some more food, so we don't have to carry all the food at one time. So anyway, I guess we're headed up that direction. We've always... we just came out from into this big clearing, and we noticed there's a sign here and a cemetery. This is called Morgan, if you can see that sign. Morgan Cemetery. There's some tombstones out there. I don't know how old they are, but I think we're about 6 miles into the trail. This is night number 1. We made it to the Iron Mountain Camp shelter. And we're going to set up our tent and have dinner and relax. It's about 4 o'clock, so we started about 10:30 this morning. Been taking our time. This last couple of miles, my hips and feet are hurting. So I can tell I haven't hiked in about 8 months. At least not very much. We did a little in Maui. But this is a nice trail. It's beautiful. I mean, it didn't rain on us. It's been overcast and a little cool, which is perfect for hiking. So we're going to get camp set up. This is day number 2, morning of, and we just crossed the road at L. We stayed at the Iron Mountain Camp last night.
My morning cleaning ritual.
Yeah, that's his hairbrush. We slept well. I think we were in a little bit of pain just from not used to walking so much. A lot of pain. So we took ibuprofen and we slept about 12 hours. But it's a beautiful day, as you can see.
Benadryl to knock us out.
Yeah, he took Benadryl, and then blue sky everywhere. So hopefully we'll have a nice, beautiful day hiking. We hope to get in about 12 miles. I don't know.
We will.
He says we will, but my body hurts. But
we need water.
We need water. You're right. We didn't. At that last camp, it says a water hydrant 150 yards, and we could not find it anywhere. And the guys we saw up on the hill were hunters, and they said they hadn't seen water here in 30 years. So we had to do with what water we had.
They gave us.
Yeah, they gave us a couple of bottles of water. And so here's is this the main road?
No.
This isn't the trace?
No.
Okay. But this is a road we're crossing, and we're headed on up north. This is we just came from here. That's K, the letter K crossing. And this is the road, if you take it 8/10 of a mile that way. I'm not sure what direction that is. I think it's east. Yeah, you'd come to the bison enclosure. But we're not going to walk that way. But I was hoping we'd go right by it and we could see him. But 8/10 of a mile, I'm not going to walk. And then we're headed this way. So we're still headed north. That was the bison cutoff. And we're headed north. Beautiful day. Look at this. We're sitting here at a pond filtering water, and I look over and I keep following this little pair of, I guess that's a goldfinch, I don't know, or a prothonotary warbler, but this is their little nest. I can't tell if there's any babies in there. Okay, look at this. I almost stepped on it. It's an itty bitty little turtle. We just finished filtering water at the pond back there, and we saw our little birds nesting, and I'm not sure what kind of bird it was, but we'll find out. And I thought that was a good looking tree down in the distance. This is a nice, beautiful open field. I'm going to show you a little close-up of one of these. Red. Not sure what they are, but they're pretty. We've seen lots of bees on them. On those little flowers. There's a bunch of them. We're on the trail and we looked over and there's another cemetery here. This is the Rushing family cemetery. I'm gonna go up and see. Can you see any of the dates?
Died 1883. That's what most of them say that I can read. 1888.
Yeah, 83.
83.
There's our trail. And it's not going to be able to go down that way. Easy's way ahead of me. I saw these little irises, so I wanted to take pictures of them. And so I'm going to have to find my way around there in the woods. Because, oh my God, look at all these downed trees across our trail. Looks like he's back on the trail way up there. I gotta catch up with him. I don't know if you can see that, but that is a little snake. I just poked it with my pole and he sped off, but it's a itty bitty one. It must be a baby of some sort. I'm not sure I want to get too close to see what kind it is, but that's our first snake that I've seen on the trail. We're being serenaded by the whippoorwill. This is start of day number 3. We spent the night at Mountain Laurel Spring last night. We're packing up and getting ready to head up to...
a couple miles past Golden Pond.
Yeah, Golden Pond. We're going to stop and get our resupply from my parents. They're going to drop it off. We got to text them or call them and let them know. We're a day early. We did more mileage than we thought.
Yep, it's easy. It's an easy trail. It's a good trail to get in shape. Nothing to really see. Just a walk in the woods.
Yeah, it's beautiful though. We've seen lots of wildlife. Last night, oh my gosh. Last night we could not get to sleep. I think we drank some coffee too late in the afternoon and...
But there was an owl fight and an armadillo and some other animals.
Oh my gosh, all kinds of animals. And there were helicopters flying all around. So we were awake and I didn't sleep well. And then this morning it started raining. And then we're packing up. You can see we got our pack covers on because it's been sprinkling. But we're going to head on up.
Okay, talk to you later.
Ha ha. We made it to Golden Pond. That's Golden Pond in the background. It's about a 0.3 mile from the trail, and we're meeting my parents here to get a resupply. There's my pack, and there's the sign for the visitor center, which is closed because of the COVID virus. But we're just going to sit tight, wait for them, get our food, eat lunch, and then we'll be heading up the trail. We're about at the halfway mark. Try that again. We're about at the halfway mark. Dover, Tennessee is down at the south end. Grand Rivers is at the north end. We're in Kentucky right now. We just came out of the, what's it called? Golden Pond?
Yeah, Golden Pond Visitor Center.
Golden Pond Visitor Center, and we're heading under, I guess this is 68, the overpass, as you can see. And we're headed north this way. So hopefully we're going to get back in the woods and get off this highway. We just came across that bridge and came to an intersection. There's my hiking pole sticks there and get them out of the view. And here's our signage that says Brush Arbor Camp, which is where we're going. The North Welcome Station, that's where we'll eventually end up, is 28.9. And we're headed down this trail. You can see easy ahead of me. Hopefully we're going to get down here and have a nice flat campsite and some water. We need that tonight because last night we slept kind of on a slope and the animals kept us awake last night. Good morning. It's day number 4
We're in the pink room.
of our Land Between the Lakes.
And I don't have on any of your pants.
Yes, we all do. So
No, I don't.
Well, maybe you don't, but nobody cares. We're up having coffee.
Lemon coffee.
Yeah, it's supposed to be lemon coffee. I'm not sure I can taste the lemon, but we are here in our tent, and we got rained on and wind last night, but not too bad. I'll show you our tent. That's out the side vestibule. And then here's our packs at the foot of our bed. We like our new tent. I'm pleased with it. Everything stayed dry. There's my side of the vestibule. And
It's a mess.
my boots and my camp shoes. And then we come back around to where we were, and there's the top. There's the little brace bar, which keeps everything, and then we've got our hiking poles to hold it up. But I'm pleased with it. Lots of room in here. I mean, headroom, we got lots of headroom. And then also on the sides of the tent, we have lots of room. So plenty of room in our tent. Today, I think we're going to do about 10 something miles. And then we will...
You got it too close to the tent.
10 something miles and today and 10, 12
tomorrow.
And then 6 miles
6 on
in.
the last day.
So it's a 60 mile, which hasn't been bad. We're just out of shape. And
it's a nice little walk in the woods.
Yeah. So we're going to get this stuff packed up and head out. I hope it's not too windy. I'm not muffling with the sound, but we ended up staying 2 nights at our last campsite because it stormed overnight and then it rained all the next day. It quit for about 2 hours and it was like 2 in the afternoon, so we just said we're not going to hike any further. Trying to pack up our tent all wet and move camp. So we just end up staying another night. So we're out early this morning and this is Kentucky Lake. This is the first glimpse that we're getting of it. I think this is called Vickers Bay. So we're coming upon that. Boy, it is a little breezy, which it feels good. It's actually blue sky, beautiful day. This is a pretty little bridge and spring. Pretty little bridge and spring. That's leading out to Vickers Bay. And we're at a sign. I don't know if he got a picture of it, but it's Dead Beaver Camp. Coffin Bay. And I think we're 26 miles from the North Visitor Center at the end of our trail. But that's the trail going the other way. But it's just a beautiful day. Not a soul around. Beautiful. The trail hit Forest Road 338 and we've been walking up this road and now it cuts back off to the north and we see our letter F. We've missed a few letters because we haven't been able to find them. Maybe they fell down, I don't know, but I think G and H we didn't find. But here's F. And we got to go to A, and then we'll be finished. But it's beautiful. No humidity, sunny, blue sky, breeze is blowing, so it's a perfect day to hike. And this section has been enjoyable. Look what we found along the trail. We said it's time for a break, and then we looked, and then we saw this bench. And this is a no-name cove, but it's cute. It's got like lots of cypress trees in the back of it. And then we'll kind of go away from the coves until we get up to Rhodes Cove. But I believe if I look way in the distance across there, that's Jonathan Creek. Okay, we've seen 2 little bitty pencil snakes, and then I was right behind Curtis and about ran off the trail. I did run off the trail. He's a big black snake. If you can see it there.
He's a king snake. He's a good one.
Yeah, he's a good one. But the trail's right there. And I saw it, and Curtis didn't see it, and I ran.
It's about knocked me over.
Oh well. That's the first real snake we've seen. But I'm keeping my eyes open. But he hasn't moved. He's just sunning. We're at Higgins. don't know if you can see this out here, but we came in on the backside of the little cove, and now we're headed out towards the little peninsula. We're going to stop and have lunch here in just a minute. We couldn't pass up this campsite. This is called Coffin Cove, and it was only 0.2 miles off the trail. And I remember back from being over in Higgins that there were campers out on this, and I never realized, how they got here or anything. But this is the point, and it's flat, and the lake's right there, and it's just beautiful. Breeze is blowing, so we decided that we're gonna just call it a day early. It's only about 2:30 in the afternoon, but we said, what the heck, we're in no hurry. We can get down to the lake right there. I'm gonna go soak my feet, and we're just gonna have a leisurely evening of dinner, and we'll get up early and do more miles tomorrow, or not. Well, we've had dinner, and now we're getting ready to watch the sunset. I don't know if you can pick up on that, but there's a heron to the right out there standing in the water. And I can hear some back up in this cove. And there's my husband taking pictures. I'll give you a little panorama of the bay. And there's our tent back up there. Good morning. We went around Sugar Bay, and then now we're down. And this is our next sign. It says the nature station is 4.8 to the right, and we still have to go 13.7 to the welcome station between today and tomorrow, and then that's the end. But this has been a nice day. It's a beautiful day again today. Last night was nice camping at Higgins. It got a little cold, but it was a nice campsite. So we're just plugging along this morning. I don't know if you can see that, but that is a little baby snake. Here's the point of I don't know if you can see that, but it's got like a ring around its neck. I don't know what it is, but God, I've never seen a snake that small. It looks like it just hatched today. Here's one of the many bridges that we've crossed. This is a nice flowing little stream. Ooh, look at all the downed trees. But this is a nice bridge and stream. Good morning. It is our last day of our Land Between the Lakes hike. This is the north-south trail. We started at the south, headed to the north. We're about 6 miles away from the North Visitor Center. We spent the night last night at Pisgah Bay, which was very busy. I can't believe how many boats were out there last night. or yesterday afternoon when we got in. And I guess the quarry is right there at the end of Pisgah Bay. So there were boats with music we could hear over in the quarry. And we camped just along the lakeside. And there was probably 2 or 3 other camper people out there. But everybody was quiet. I mean, by 9 o'clock, I think everybody left the quarry and the music slowed down and stopped. And so we had a good, peaceful night. And we were up early this morning. I think we're ready to get done and get back and get a shower. So I'll give you some shots of the trail now. We're leaving. We left Pisgah Bay and I'm not sure. I think we just passed letter B. So we just have to go to letter A and then we're finished. And my parents are coming over from Aurora where their cabin is, and they're going to pick us up, take us back there so we can shower and sleep. So I'll give you some shots of the trail. There's my husband up in front of us. And this has been a nice trail. I mean, we've seen a few snakes. I mean, mostly just little bitty snakes. And then one big black snake. We've seen snails, we've seen butterflies, all kinds of wildflowers, deer, turkeys, a what?
Coyotes.
Oh yeah, coyotes. We heard coyotes. When we were at Higgins, I was awakened several times in the night by coyotes howling. And then saw a little box turtle, lots of birds, all kinds of birds that I'm not even sure. Huh?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, but they're penned in. They're not wild. So this is an enjoyable little hike, except for the section where the horses get to, which I think is about 10 miles of the whole 60 miles. So it's not that bad, but it's just hard to walk on, especially when it's muddy, and I'm blaming the blister on the bottom of my foot. Oh, there's B. Okay, we thought we'd already passed B, but it's at this end. But I got a blister on the bottom of my foot because I was having to walk sideways on the trail, trying to avoid all the mud.
5.6 miles.
Wow, that's it?
That's it.
We better call and have them come earlier because we're going to be there sitting, waiting.
Okay. Hang up now.
You mean turn the camera off?
Yeah.
This is our second one we've seen today. And I saw a little baby one that was about a quarter size. This is a little box turtle. And he's looking at me. He says, "Good morning." Cutie. We've come out to the beach. We're walking right along the shore. This is the main channel of Kentucky Lake. And I can't remember what places are right across from where we're at, but if we head north, keep going north, the dam is right down there. You can see it. And then the channel to go into Barkley is just up there. We're about 2.5 miles away from the North Visitor Center. Alright, we just came upon Moss Creek, which is a nice little recreation area. They've got grills and picnic tables all out here. Be a nice place to come up, and I don't know if you can camp here or not, but certainly have a picnic. Come up to the shore from on your boat. And of course, look what else they have. A porta potty latrine. That's where my husband is. If he can not have to dig a hole in the woods, he would rather do that. So, and we're only about a couple miles from the North Visitor Center. There's the actual start at the north end of the North-South Trail, and we're getting ready to head into the North Visitor Center, and that's the trace. You can tell all the loud motorcycles. And the parking lot is just up here, and my parents have been there for about the last half hour, 45 minutes. They got here a lot earlier, and we got here a lot quicker than we thought too, so I see them up there parked in the shade. So our hike is coming to an end. But it was good. It was fun. Today's getting a little warm, but at least we've had good weather all except for one day it rained. But we didn't mind. We were up for the rest. So here we are. The North Welcome Station. And I am ready for a shower.